What's the most heartbreaking moment you've witnessed in a hospital? I'm a pediatric oncology nurse in a children's hospital. I've seen everything from leukemia to brain tumors. You grow numb to a lot of it until that day last spring. Ellie was admitted on a Tuesday, 8 years old, stage 4 neuroblastoma. She wore mismatched socks because life's too short for boring feet. Her parents, Mark and Sarah, never left her side. One slept on the pull-out chair while the other went home to shower, tag teaming so she was never alone. The worst, watching chemo ravage such a tiny body, violent nausea, hair loss, pain that made her curl into herself like a wounded animal. Through it all, she kept a journal she called her maybe someday book. Crayon drawings of dreams, riding horses, seeing the ocean, eating ice cream for breakfast, 6 months of treatment, 6 months of watching her parents' faces search mine each time I entered the room. Then finally, progress. The scans showed significant tumor reduction. Not remission, but hope. I'll never forget Mark lifting Ellie carefully off the bed, both of them laughing through tears. "We're winning," he whispered to Sarah. 2 weeks later, Ellie spiked a fever, 102, 103, 104, then seizures. The oncologist ordered an emergency MRI. I stood with her parents in the hallway as the doctor approached with results. I knew before he spoke. That look, I've seen it too many times. The cancer had spread to her brain. Aggressive, untreatable. Days, maybe weeks, the doctor said. The sound Sarah made, not quite a scream, not quite a sob, echoed through the corridor. Mark punched the wall so hard his wedding ring cracked the drywall. They made the impossible decision to stop treatment. Focus on comfort care. "Can we make some of her maybe some days happen?" Mark asked that night, his voice hollow. Our staff worked through the night, transformed the hospital roof by morning, a mini carnival, therapy horses, a kiddie pool with seashells and ocean sounds, ice cream sundaes for breakfast. Ellie was weak but alert, her eyes wide with wonder as her father carried her from station to station. By evening, her breathing became labored, oxygen levels dropping. Sarah crawled into the hospital bed, cradling Ellie against her chest. Mark sat on the edge, holding his daughter's hand, reading her favorite story. I've witnessed hundreds of deaths. Nothing prepared me for what happened next. As Ellie's breathing slowed, Mark looked up at Sarah and whispered, "She's going. Our baby's going." Sarah nodded, tears streaming, and said, "It's okay, Ellie Belly. You can go. Mommy and Daddy will be okay." They were giving their daughter permission to die, putting her peace above their desperate need to keep her. Ellie took her final breath cradled between them. The room fell silent, except for their soft sobs. A nurse beside me slumped against the wall, quietly crying. 3 days later, at the memorial service, every attendee wore mismatched socks. They placed her maybe someday book beside her urn, now filled with notes from family and hospital staff who promised to complete her wishes for her. 6 years later, Mark and Sarah still visit our ward every Christmas. They bring mismatched socks for our patients. They volunteer at our family support groups. Their marriage survived what destroys many couples after losing a child. Last December, I noticed Sarah had a new tattoo on her wrist, a small rainbow-colored sock. "To remind me that even incomplete lives can be perfectly lived," she said. As they walked away, I saw Mark slip his hand into his pocket where he kept one of Ellie's tiny socks. They never had more children.